Have you ever felt like life is just an endless cycle of work, eat, sleep, repeat? That you look back on your day, week or month and wonder what actually happened? Hi, today I'm crocheting a little bit more of my folklore cardigan. I also wanted to talk a little bit about something that's really sort of benefited me since the start of this year actually. I came across this thing called dopamine journaling, and I want other people to know about it. I don't know how popular it is, I don't know how many people know about it, but it's genuinely changed my life. I have genuinely journaled most of my life, and just kind of on and off whenever I felt like it, with no specific routine, or I've never really journaled every single day, that kind of thing. But with this, genuinely, every single day I'm writing something, and I'm noticing a lot more in my everyday routine experience, and it feels like life is going slower somehow. I'm not sure how that works, but it works. It's beginning of March now, and I'm still going. Somehow I'm still going, so something's working. So what actually is dopamine journaling? It's this hugely beneficial and very accessible tool for especially to people who tend to feel overwhelmed a lot, aka me, by routines with multiple steps and things like that. Literally all you need is obviously a pen, a piece of paper, or your phone, and just write down literally anything that happened in your day. And it only has to be a sentence, or maybe even a couple of incomplete sentences or words, just anything that kind of makes you think of, or just makes you remember, helps you to remember what happened. And the whole point of it, for me anyway, is to notice what is actually happening in my day, rather than just go on autopilot on this happened and this happened and this happened, and not actually remembering any of it. But yeah, I actually find myself writing a lot more positive things in this journal, even though technically you can write negative things as well, because it's just anything that happened in your day. And sometimes I will write negative experiences and unpleasant things that have happened, but more often than not I find myself writing happy things, or things that brought me a lot of joy in that day, which is really nice to look back on. And the other good thing is, if you forget a day or two or three or four, I always take a photo, at least a couple of photos every single day. So I will look back through those photos, and just to jog my memory a little bit of what actually happened, and then just write those journal entries in retrospect. So how has it actually benefited me specifically? So I started in January 2025, and that month always feels like it's such a long, hard slog for me. It just never ends. And honestly, reading back through each entry of January just made me realise, wait, I actually did leave my home. I actually did have fun. And that was really eye-opening for me. I was my brain was basically lying to me when it told me oh, we haven't done anything this month, it's such a boring month. So writing in that journal actually helped me remember what happened, rather than just simply relying on my brain to fill in the blanks and come up empty, or just lie to me. So why should you actually start dopamine journaling? Well, the act of actually writing something down, whether it's good or bad, or in any given day, just helps you feel like time is passing a lot slower. It encourages you to be more mindful and just notice things that are happening in your everyday experience, instead of just operating on autopilot. And I find actually one of the best parts is that you don't have to write in full complete sentences. You can just write, if you're like particularly exhausted one day and you only have the energy to tap out a few words or incomplete sentences, then that's okay, that's fine. And actually I find that actually sometimes on those days, the act of just writing out a few words or incomplete sentences actually adds to the whole experience of reading it back in retrospect, because it's kind of like how authors say to like show not tell as a better way of writing. Like, it's so much more enjoyable to read a book that shows you that a character is feeling sad through their facial expressions and through their actions, rather than just writing down word for word if you feel sad. So all in all, dopamine journaling is such a low commitment way of practicing mindfulness that it's so easy to stick to, that like I would honestly recommend it to literally anyone, to be honest. Like any human out there that wants to be more mindful about their day, like